Peace be with you. The Arabic phrase Siratul Mustaqim roughly translates to the straight path. That's what it means. And every praying Muslim asks God many times a day, every time they recite the Surah Fatiha, which is the first chapter of the Quran, Ihdina Siratul Mustaqim, guide us on the straight path. So we are asking for something very, very frequently, so we need to understand what that is. What did Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, tell people Siratul Mustaqim is? The answer to that question can be found in the 6th chapter of the Quran, verses 151 to 153. These verses start with the command Kul, which simply means say. So God is commanding Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, to say this to his people, so you can rest assured that this is what he actually did. This is the best hadith, the most reliable one. This is what he said. He stood up in front of his people and he said the following: Come, I will tell you what your Lord has made haram for you, forbidden for you, that you should associate anything with him, so shirk, and do good to your parents. And do not kill your children out of fear of poverty. We provide for you and for them. And do not approach indecencies, or fawahisha is the Arabic term, whether they are hidden or out in the open. And do not kill a soul that God has made forbidden except for the requirements of justice. These are his commandments to you that you may understand. So he's actually saying this to people, and then he says, these are God's commandments to you that you may understand. And do not approach the property of an orphan except in the most righteous manner until they reach maturity. And give full weight and measure with justice. We do not impose upon a soul a duty beyond its capacity. And when you speak, be just, even if it's against your own family. So stand for justice. And fulfill your deal with God. These are his commandments to you, that you may be mindful, that you may keep this in mind, that you may think about this and always act according to it. And then he finishes by saying, and this is my Siratul Mustaqim, and this is my straight path. So remember, this started with the word Kul. So Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, is standing in front of people and saying this, and then he finishes with, this is my Siratul Mustaqim, so follow it, and do not follow any other paths, for they will lead you away from his path. These are his commandments to you, that you may be careful of your duty. And that is how he finishes this. This is probably some of the most important verses in the Quran. And if you really kind of look at the Quran as a whole, you will realize that everything revolves around this. This is the summary of what is expected from us. For example, when God defines hikmah, or wisdom, in the Quran, in the 17th chapter of the Quran, verses 22 through 39, this is the same thing, except a little more expanded, but it's essentially the same thing. So what I read, what Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, told people in summary, Siratul Mustaqim is expanded. The rest of the Quran revolves around that, all of it. For example, when Prophet Muhammad told the people, do not approach the property of an orphan except in the most righteous manner. In the 4th chapter of the Quran, verse 10, we are told, those who swallow the property of the orphans unjustly surely only swallow fire into their bellies, and they will enter the burning fire. Or, for example, when he talked about fawahisha, right? He told people, do not approach fawahisha. And that is an all-encompassing term that means zina and homosexuality, for example. In the 17th chapter of the Quran, verse 32, he told people, and do not go near fornication, zina, surely it is a fawahisha and an evil way. And for example, when we listen to the stories of Lot, when we read stories of Prophet Lot, peace be upon him, in the 7th chapter of the Quran, verses 80 and 81, we are told, and Lot, when he said to his people, what, do you commit a fawahisha, which anyone in the world has not done before you? Most surely you come to the males in lust besides females. No, you are an extravagant people. And everything else revolves around this. For example, the people of Midian were mutaffifin, which is a term that simply means people who cheated in business, right? And this is what Prophet Muhammad summarized when he told people what Siratul Mustaqim is. It says, and give full weight and measure with justice. We do not impose a soul a duty beyond its ability. So when these people decided to be mutaffifin, the story of the people of the Midian is generally revolves around that one sin. One sin. you neglect any of these commandments, if you choose to cheat in business, if you choose to be disrespectful to your parents, if you choose to be unjust and not tell the truth, God says, and when you speak, be just, even if it's against your own family. If you choose any of those things, you are not on Siratul Mustaqim. No matter how much extra you do, this is what it's about. This is why he told people, I'm telling you this that you may understand. I'm telling you this that you may be mindful. I'm telling you this that you may be careful of your duty. This is why he told them. Every single story of the destroyed cities in the Quran is about people violating one or two of these precepts. Not all of them, but one or two. Therefore, the lesson is clear. If you violate any of these precepts, just one, then you will face the same destiny as the examples of people in the book who violated just one. For example, people of Midian when they were mutaffifin. It's that simple. There's nothing complicated around this. Everything that was given to us was designed, the prayer and fasting and all of this was designed to create us mold us into these people. So this becomes our identity. And people who call themselves Muslims but have completely neglected this and they act according to their own desires, then God calls them hypocrites. And if you want to understand why God hates the hypocrites the most, you have people out here who seek to escape evil and lying and crime, and they go and they see, oh, these people claim to be good people, they claim to be Muslims, and when they go around them and they notice that they too are liars and wicked and cheat, they lose faith in God and all of humanity, and you destroy them before they even got a chance. If you are a Muslim and you are reciting Surah Fatiha in prayer every day and you say, Ihdina Siratul Mustaqim, this is what it is. This is what is expected of you, of me, of all of us. And this is it. Everything else is secondary. These behaviors are primary. This is what the Quran says. Peace be with you.